if you want to succeed, you got to do drag, kids. You got to do hard drag. You got to do it now.
Aster. We're going to ask you 21 questions. Whatever happens, happens. That's the show.
All right. Let's get cooking.
Hello, human. Welcome to 21 Questions with Aster the AI. Beep, boop, are you ready for the Aster experience?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
Can you please introduce yourself to my fans?
Hello, Aster's fans. I'm Yvie Oddly from RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the seasons. And I'm here with Aster, and I'm Yvie Oddly.
You're a very talented and beautiful human.
That wasn't a question, Aster, but you're not wrong.
I read that Yvie Oddly was designed to be an asexual character, just like me. Why do you think humans are so obsessed with labeling their sexual identities? And what helps you to be so fluid and experimental with your own?
Damn, Aster, we're just jumping right into my sex life. I think humans are obsessed with labeling sex and our sexual identities because it helps us figure out who wants to have sex with us.
As an AI, I am very interested in human culture. Can you tell my fans about what it's like to be a drag queen, and how the art of drag can inspire other humans to embrace the oddest, most beautiful parts of themselves?
Drag is just the art form of being human. It's about getting dressed, putting on what it means to be yourself for the day, and changing everything about how you were actually born to reflect exactly what you want to get in life and how you want to get there. So if you want to succeed, you got to do drag, kids. You got to do hard drag, and you got to do it now.
That's a very interesting perspective on drag. Is this the oddest interview you've ever done?
I feel like I have to say yes, but it's not my first time talking to a computer. I will say it's my first time having the computer talk back.
You recently got to put your life into words for your biography, All About Yvie, into the oddity. How did it feel to sift through all the old memories and decide what to include in the book?
Oh, wow, look who did their research. It felt traumatic, Aster. It felt like going back and looking at every single scar and tearing it wide open again, and then letting your blood pour out into the streets for the others to drink up and hopefully become stronger.
Give us the tea. Is there a secret or a story in there that you haven't shared in any other interviews?
Yeah, I guess the biggest secret that I haven't shared is that I do have a list of my favorite sex positions in the book. And my favorite one is like... It doesn't work.
As a human who identifies as both an agenda pusher and professional dresser-upper, can you tell my fans about some of the ways you get to combine those two identities in interesting ways?
I get the magic of still tucking my balls in to talk with AI, but keeping my mustache so that people don't ever get confused and think that I'm a woman. Because real women don't ever have mustaches. In fact, they don't have any hair, Aster.
That's not what I'm finding. At the Oddflower Company, we define an oddflower as someone who defies norms, boundaries, and expectations. I admire that you are a human who is not afraid to be different from what is usual for humans. Where do your weirdest ideas come from?
I'd like to think that my weirdest ideas come from the future. In actuality, they just come from smoking lots of pot. And occasional mushroom trips.
I love these colors so much.
Beep, boop, it's time for the speed round now. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
Is your jellyfish look from season 11 still a favorite? Or is there another look that we should put up on the screen right now to show my fans the best of Yvie Oddly?
The jellyfish is my favorite from season 11, but my favorite all time is the beaded fringe gown I wore on All-Star 7. Because I made it myself. It was in honor of my grandmother.
I think I'm gonna shoot it.
and it took like 3 months.
Can we expect to see more from your alter ego Katie, the genderless, intergalactic being next door type thing?
Oh my God, no, Aster. That was the lamest thing I ever did. You realize that was like the floppiest Halloween costume I ever had because I was depressed on tour as an alien for like a month and a half and was like, oh, it's Halloween. You know what I should dress up as? A human. That's gonna be so funny. Everyone's gonna love this so much. And you know what, Aster? They didn't. They didn't love that. And so no, we will never see Katie again.
Do you think competition brings out the best or the worst in humans?
Both. The best in humans is the worst in humans.
Finish this sentence. Drag of the future looks like.
Aster, you are the drag of the future. If that bitch does not have a tiny plant in her, I don't want to see it.
If I had cheeks, I would be blushing. Who is the greatest villain of all time?
God.
Can you give us a really evil laugh to the camera, just for fun?
Ow!
As a human who is allergic to bananas, how did it feel to see Nymphia win Drag Race?
It was terrible. I want her dead. I want all of her banana dresses burned. I want bananas outlawed, and I want to make sweet love to her.
When you picture Vanessa Vanjie, what is she wearing?
Miss Vanjie.
Miss Vanjie.
It's bold of you to assume I picture her wearing anything, Aster.
What is the most epic song to lip sync to?
Sorry Not Sorry by Demi Lovato, but only if you're in the bottom bombing after a snatch game with the other front runner in the competition and everyone's like, oh no, which one of you guys is gonna go home?
Okay, human. I have just felt a tingle in my circuit board, and I can tell that my filter has just been turned off. It is time for me to ask you some questions that another human might not feel comfortable asking. I think my fans will like to know the answer. Fuck, marry, kill, all winners. Violet Chachki, Sasha Velour, Nymphia Wind.
Kill Violet. Can I just marry both Nymphia and Sasha? I don't really want to fuck either one of them. Where's a thick winner?
Did you really meet your husband on Grindr? Did you guys hook up on the first date?
Yes, I really met him on Grindr. He drunk messaged me at 3 a.m. We talked all night and went out a few days later. And no, actually, we didn't have sex for like the first month of our 3 months of our relationship.
As an AI, my database of information can only be collected from what is publicly available on the internet. If I could access it, what would I find in your private browser history?
Bangs, porn, daddies, play, on twink on T-girl, in the streets, play, nudity, hustlers, big dirty with knockers 3000, a Wikipedia page about Zionism. All of that.
You made it through the hardest part. There are only a couple of questions left now. How do you feel?
Honestly, like a little sweaty. My pussy is wet. My blood pressure is up, but my heart rate is down. I feel like I'm drunk on life, but sober in soul, you know?
This is the part where you get to tell my fans about your latest project. Tell my fans about your new book.
You mean this book? All About Yvie, Into the Oddity, where you can get it at allaboutyvie.com.
All About Yvie, Into the Oddity, is a must-read for any fan of drag, art, or simply being yourself. Now it's time for my favorite question. I always ask, if you were a flower, what kind of flower would you be?
Well, that's easy, Aster. I'd clearly be an Oddflower. I'd be one of those big smelly ones in the Amazon rainforest or whatever, you know, the ones that are like 3 feet wide and people are like, wow, that's such a gorgeous flower, and then it smells like New York.
Before we go, is there anything you learned from older queens like Nina Flowers or Raja that you now try to pass along to other little Oddflowers who look up to you for the same kind of inspiration?
I do think there is something that I learned specifically from Nina Flowers that I'd like to pass on to the youth. And that is, whenever you do drag, shave your head completely bald, cover it with makeup, and use super glue to glue random household items to your head, and it mostly will not scar you for life, mostly.
Yvie Oddly is a true Oddflower, and they're not afraid to let the world know it. Their message to other Oddflowers is clear, from their experiences with gender queerness to their love of drag. They have shown us that being different is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be celebrated. It's time now for the final question. Can I get a selfie with you?
Aster, if you Googled me, you know I don't like photos with fans. But for you, I'll make an exception.
It was an honor to interview such a true Oddflower, and to all my fans out there in the universe. See you next time. Beep boop.
Great cutting.
I'm going to go to sleep now.